society works in this country, and because of the way the police works here, because of the laxity of things, the that case took place. The fact is that the bus into which she entered had tinted glasses, which is against the law. Obviously, there was something wrong there, and no action was taken. The gentleman who were the conductor and the driver were all drunk. That also shows something. Then the people who were not, the bus was not properly registered for doing evening work. The issue was only supposed to do certain other duties. Altogether, the man, the person employed or the people employed was underage. So the whole thing shows that because we don't take steps at the beginning to stop things from happening, they get back to us. We just don't. We just say, chapta hai, that's our policy of doing everything like that. So we have to stop things right at the beginning. And why I'm saying this is because one of the things that we have talked about in the Verma Committee is about stalking. And it's become a huge thing because it's not something that the government wants to pass. And the reason why the government doesn't want to pass it because they feel that how you stop people from walking behind another woman or going after her for a number of days. And they don't want to stop things at the beginning. It's very important to stop things at the beginning. That's why I'm bringing it out in this way, that we don't take action when we should. And that's where we, as citizens, we have a right, and as citizens, we have a duty to do that. We see something is going wrong, we must point it out. We must ensure that the police don't get corrupted like that and keep taking money and doing whatever they like to and giving licenses or freedom to people to act. And I think that's the big duty. So when you see something like stalking that takes place, I don't know if you know, many of you may know what stalking is. Stalking means just following another person against her wishes or trying to attract another person against her wishes. And then, there is no law against it. So when I was, after this committee was over, I was on a TV show with Balkada, and there was a woman there on that show. This woman must have been in her late 30s, and her face was not disfigured. She was wearing dark glasses, but badly disfigured. We saw a photograph of her shown when she was a young woman. And what had happened was that a man had been stalking her for a long time, for maybe a year or so. And she told him not to do it, not to follow her, but there was no law by which she could stop him. And eventually that man, because she didn't show any interest in him, threw acid on her. And she had 38 operations. And her face was still not normal. And you saw a photograph of her when she was a young woman. So you can see what happened. Now, if the law of stalking had been there, she could have gone and taken some dress, and she could have stopped it from happening from her following her, and perhaps this would never have happened. So that's why I started with this, because I want to tell you that you must stop things right in the beginning. Nipping something in the bud is very important, because we don't do that. We have this lax attitude, and then when a huge thing like when a great case takes place, then we all jump up. And that also, I say, this is the first time when civil society came together in such a big way. And one of the reasons is that I think social networking, as Vinny pointed out, the media took a lot of interest, but the fact is social networking has become very important now. And people get on the computer, on the internet, and they tell each other. So they're now taking action on an issue. This is the first time that you found it was not a political party that came forward, but people came forward on an issue. And the person on the right didn't know the person in the center, the person on the left didn't know the person in the center. Nobody knew each other, but they came together on an issue. Not like when political parties come. And that was a very important aspect. And that, in that case, we say young men also joined young women, which was also a new phenomenon. So I think that's what really made the government sit up. Because rape cases are taking place in this country all the time. It comes out in the newspaper, sometimes on the front page, sometimes on the back page, sometimes on the center page. But this was something which the government didn't anticipate. And this whole youth rising or civil movement that the youth put up made them sit back and then made them do something. And I thought they thought they'd put a committee, and the committee will, they give them 1 month, and the committee will ask for more time, and the committee will go on doing its work for 6 months, and it will go sort of just fizzle out. But when we took the work on, we decided that we must complete the job within 1 month. Because that was very important, because if you don't keep the pot boiling, then things just fizzle out. And we realized that this was a very important aspect. So we worked very hard, and we were not, two of us were not very young. Justice Verma 80 and I'm 82. And the young man there was Gopal Subramaniam, who was 55. So, and he gave us a lot of energy, and so we worked very hard on it. And not only he gave us energy, he was a lawyer when we were retired judges, so we didn't have much infrastructure. And he used all his juniors to help. And we did all voluntary work, and they invited other young lawyers to come and help, and it was all voluntary. So what was special was that there were about 80,000 emails that came in, making suggestions. And these young, 16 of them, 12 men and 4 girls, which was quite nice to have young men helping in that way. They looked through the emails, sorted out what was important, what was not important, then brought to our notice those that were important aspects. The thing, what is interesting is that when the whole protest started, the protest was quite loud in saying death for the rapists. It was also quite loud in saying there should be castration. It was quite loud in many of those ways, which are like an eye for an eye attitude. And it was quite, in a way, an eye-opener to see how young people are reacting. But when we were going through the committee, of course many of the suggestions were like that, a lot of the suggestions, but we decided that we would have an open session. And we sat for 2 days and invited people to come and tell us what they felt, what they thought. And many of the women's groups came, and most of the women's groups didn't want to death, because they felt that if you ask for death, then you don't often get, because death is not really a death sentence. And you often don't get judges taking the decision, because nobody likes to give a death sentence. It's a very hard decision for a judge to give a death sentence, because you really, there's no way you can come back. It's universal. So that's why it's very hard. So they thought that many times, this was also for the accused to try and kill off the victim, because then there will be no proof. And mostly rapes take place when there is no proof, except the word of the woman. But here was a case where this girl was not only alone, but she was with a friend, a male friend. And so there was also evidence of what happened. So now the Verma Committee, and the subject that's been given to me is to compare the Verma Committee report with the Ordinance. Now I think that I will tell you the main differences that are coming up between the Verma Committee and the Ordinance. The main differences that are coming up between the Verma Committee and the Ordinance is that the first is, the question of whether there should be marital rape. Now, I think that is a subject which the government and the Ordinance, and today, the Ordinance will expire in a few days, as you probably are well aware, and today there is an all-party discussion in Parliament on the subject, and one of the things that neither the Ordinance nor the government bill as it now stands is making a suggestion on that. And the question is one of a woman's bodily integrity. The attitude seems to be that once a woman gets married, then her body belongs to her husband and not to her, because she cannot refuse any kind of sexual overtures from him. Her consent is not necessary. And this was not the attitude, this is not the attitude here, it was the attitude almost all over the world. Because women were treated like chattel. They were something that was property of the man. And this was true even in a place like England, which we think is very progressive, till the 1990s. It was only in the 1990s that marital rape was introduced as a offense. And how it's because the judges earlier than that used to think that once a woman is married, she has consented to sexual intercourse, and she cannot retract it till her marriage ends. That was the word used, that she could not retract it. Justice A gave this judgment many years ago. But you see now the question has become that is it correct to say that a woman can be raped again and again by her husband if she's not in the mood, if she's not feeling like this, she's not well, does she have no right? Is it fair to do that? But most men feel that once they see their wife, if they want to have sex, they will have sex and not care about her feelings, which is indeed a real violence on the woman. So that is an aspect which the government is quite clearly not going to bring in, because it's not been suggested in their law, it's not been suggested in the ordinance, and it's obviously not coming up for discussion. So women's groups are quite unhappy about what is happening. The other main question that has been coming up is whether the law should be gender neutral or gender specific. Now, I presume you know what it means, but I should explain it. Gender neutral means that any person can commit sexual assault on any person. That means whether it's a man or a woman, can commit sexual assault on a man or a woman. The original bill that was in Parliament it was gender neutral. The Verma Committee suggested that the perpetrator must be a man, but the victim can be either a man or a woman. In which case, if a man commits rape on another man or on a transgender person, it will also be considered rape. The ordinance kept it as gender neutral. The government has now, after a lot of toing and throwing this, decided to make it gender specific. That means the perpetrator will be a man and the victim will be a woman. So they haven't followed the Verma Committee in that either, but they have made it